Alice in Egypt. My 5-day Cairo escape. Day 1, arrival in Cairo, a city wrapped in dust and mystery. I arrived in Cairo just as the golden haze of late afternoon sunlight was settling over the city. Stepping out of Cairo International Airport, the first thing that hit me wasn't the heat, it was the atmosphere. There's a thickness in the air here, like centuries of stories swirling in the dust. My tour manager greeted me with a warm smile, a sign with my name, and a bottle of cold water. Bliss! We drove through the humming streets in an air-conditioned car, weaving through chaotic traffic, vendors shouting and life bursting at every intersection. At the hotel, check-in was smooth. My guide sat with me in the lounge to walk through the itinerary, and I already felt a little flutter in my stomach. Pyramids, tomorrow! Summary of the day? First breath of Cairo. Dusty, loud, exhilarating. Day 2. Great Pyramids, the Sphinx, and Grand Egyptian Museum. Gem. Jet lag didn't stand a chance. I was wide awake before the alarm, heart pounding with anticipation. After breakfast, we headed straight to the Giza Plateau, and wow! The moment I glimpsed the Great Pyramid rising out of the desert, my knees actually buckled. It's not just a monument. It's a presence. I ran my fingers over sun-warmed limestone, trying to grasp how these impossibly huge blocks were set in place. And then, of course, the Sphinx, half lion, half mystery, and infinitely photogenic. Its gaze, timeless. Lunch was hearty and authentic, falafel, fresh bread, and mint tea that soothed my sun-warmed soul. Next up, the Grand Egyptian Museum, sleek, modern, and filled with treasures that felt like secrets. The Tutankhamun exhibit alone, breathtaking. I lost myself among golden relics and ancient carvings, each piece whispering stories from another world. Summary of the day. Standing before the pyramid, I felt smaller and more alive than ever. Day 3, Civilization, Coptic Cairo, and the Citadel. Today started with the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, a modern sanctuary of history. The highlight? The Royal Mummies Hall. I stood inches from actual pharaohs, actual rulers of this ancient land, and it felt intimate, reverent, quiet. Then we stepped into old Cairo, and the atmosphere shifted completely. Narrow lanes, centuries-old churches, candlelight flickering on stone. I visited the Hanging Church, marveling at its wooden ceiling shaped like Noah's Ark. It smelled like incense and history. Lunch came just in time. Crispy kofta, rice with vermicelli, and more mint tea. Finally, we ascended to the citadel of Salah el-Din. The views over Cairo, endless. But the real stunner was the Muhammad Ali Mosque, gleaming alabaster and intricate detail. Inside, I sat cross-legged on the carpet, soaking in the peace. Summary of the day. Mummies, minarets, and the soul of a 1,000-year-old city. Day 4. Optional Alexandria. A windy day by the Mediterranean. I couldn't resist the optional trip to Alexandria, and it was so worth it. A fresh breeze greeted us as we stood at Qayet Citadel, built where the lighthouse of Alexandria once stood. I closed my eyes and imagined ancient ships sailing into harbor. At the Library of Alexandria, I walked through its futuristic halls, feeling the echo of lost knowledge. Then the catacombs of Qom el-Shokkafa, eerie, silent, and sculpted right into the rock, like descending into another dimension. Back in Cairo that evening, I wandered to a rooftop cafe alone. Just me, tea, and the distant hum of the city. a pause between past and present. Summary of the day: Alexandria gave me sea air, history carved in stone, and a quiet evening to reflect. Sure. Day 5, departure. One last look. I sat at breakfast, watching Cairo buzz below me, trying to hold on to every moment. Then came the final ride to the airport. I looked out the window, past the skyline of domes and satellite dishes, feeling like I was leaving a dream. Summary of the day: goodbye, Cairo. You gave me more stories than I can ever write.